Live. Fix my camera. Get my phone. Open the door. Is the door in the way? Maybe I should wait to open the door. Little too early for the neighborhood. Hey, you have the lights blare outside. Now it's kind of dark outside, so the lights are. Anyways, number 89, YouTube live yoga routine. Fix my curtain. And to act like I'm in the camera. Act like I'm so professional. This is so professional. No, it's supposed to be me. I'm trying to find a quote I saw this morning. And so the quote today that I'm going to share, and we're going to focus on this during this routine, and it's about expectations, having expectations. And yoga helps, a yoga routine, the hatha yoga, the physical part of yoga, helps us let go of expectations, because expectations exists in the mindset of control, of not letting go, of trying to be somewhere. So it exists in the mindset that is not letting go. And that's what we're learning on the mat, is to let go, not have expectations, not have judgment, not controlling. And you learn that on the mat because you learn to accept yourself on the mat. So if you're in a yoga pose and you can't do what you think a pose should look like, the so-called perfect pose, then you fall in the mindset of judgment. You're falling in this mindset of an expectation that you think you should have, or think that you should be doing a pose a certain way. But the thing is, you're learning to accept yourself on the yoga mat. And once you learn to accept yourself on the yoga mat, you take that mindset off the yoga mat and you apply it into the real world. And you accept what happens. Now, this doesn't mean you don't fight for what you want, you don't try, but it means let life take its course and don't try to control. You can try to control, but in that mindset, it lacks peace in that mindset. And this is what this quote says. So this quote is from Swami Satchidananda, which is the guy that found integral yoga. I point to this because this is his image that he came up with. So this is one truth, many paths. So all paths lead to truth, or is with truth. And this is the quote: any kind of expectation creates a problem. We should accept, but not expect. Whatever comes, accept it. Whatever goes, accept it. The immediate benefit is that your mind is always peaceful. And it's peaceful because you're accepting and not having an expectation. So do what you want with that quote. And if you don't like the quote and you don't agree, then that's what you're doing with it. You don't have to accept the quote. You don't even have to believe it. So we're going to do 4 sun salutations in the beginning. So we're going to do the mountain pose, 4 sun salutations, kind of slow, not too fast, not too slow, and just settle in these poses, accept where you are, let go of trying to be somewhere, Let go of doing the so-called perfect pose. Even if you're doing the so-called perfect pose or what you think is, let go of that. That's judgment. Let go of that energy of that type of mindset. So, and then, so 4 sun salutations, and then we'll end an easy pose with some movements, and then seal it up with a yoga seal. So toes go up, toes as wide as you can get them. Each toe touches one at a time. Feet are shoulder width apart, knees are bent, hips are tilted. No tension in the arms or the shoulders. And you think of yourself as being long. So stretch yourself up. In the mountain pose, you're trying to find a spot where the skeleton is just standing. So if you were just the skeleton, you're going to line those bones up where the skeleton is just standing. And just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. Bring the palms together. Thumbs go to the heart center. You're going to push the arms out, up and back. You're keeping the symbolic hand gesture of the prayer. Or you can go out some, or you can do this. Whatever you like to do. As long as the mind and body is connecting, you're doing yoga. Inhale. And then you're going to exhale. You're just beginning, so listen to the body. As you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. And you're just going to hang into the ragdoll. With the ragdoll, the head is dangling. The arms are dangling. And there's no tension in the arms or the neck. Now you may feel a stretch in the lower back, or you may feel a so-called issue that you might have in the lower back, or your knee, or even in your shoulder, or wherever. You're just aware of it. You're not focused on it. So that's the mindset. You're not focusing on the problem. You're just aware of it. The problem is not you. Focusing on the breathing. Palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale slowly. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down, push all the air out, forehead's going towards the knees. Then inhale, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale as much as you can, or as comfortable as you like. Then exhale. As you exhale, pull yourself in and down, push all the air out, forehead's going to the knees. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Then exhale. Push all the air out. Pull yourself in and down. The palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. With a low lunge, top of the foot to the floor. Knees to the floor. Hips are square and they're pushing forward. Palms to the floor, maybe to your fingertips. Maybe you're even up higher. But wherever you are, make sure the front knee is not over the toes. If it is, you want to make sure you lengthen up some. And just do the best you can. You settle the pose, accept where you are, and then just focus on the breathing. Your mind and body is connecting as one. You're doing yoga. That is yoga. Now we're going to go to high lunge. We won't stay in high lunge. We just use it as a transition pose. So curl the toes under and the back. Knee goes up. Make the knee as straight as you can. And then downward dog. The downward dog, you're pushing into it. So your arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor. And you are pushing into this pose, but you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle there, and just focus on the breathing. Letting go of expectation, letting go of control, letting go of trying to be somewhere. Just be in the moment. Now you slide into double dog. Drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up. Now with the upper dog, tops of the feet are to the floor, palms are to the floor. Or you're modifying it. Maybe you're going hands and knees, and that's all you can do, or all you would like to do. Or you're to the small cobra. Small cobra is when you're on your belly, chest is up, no pressure on the hands, so you're not pushing up, you're pulling up. And wherever you are, just accept it and focus on breathing. Then back to downward dog, pushing into it. Again, you are pushing into this pose, but you're pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, accept it, and just focus on the breathing. Then left foot is up between the hands. That's the foot that you took back. So that's the foot that you bring back up. That allows you to do the other side. Now, if you're not on the other side, switch and get on the other side. So with the back foot, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, they're pushing forward. Oops, come on, pocket. Back is straight, maybe arch to your paws, maybe to your fingertips. Wherever you are, just make sure the front knee is not over the toe. And if it is, lengthen up some and just focus on the breathing, accepting where you are. Settle, accept, just focus. Over the back foot, curl the toes under, high lunge, knee goes up, make the leg as straight as you can, and then standing forward bend. Palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs, pull yourself in and down, and just focus on the breathing. The palms together, reach out, and something in my throat, and exhale, and again, inhale, exhale, hinge forward, lower back, palms go to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs, pull yourself in and down, forehead is going to the knees, you're letting yourself breathe. So when you inhale, the belly swells with air, so let yourself be pushed out a little bit, and then when you exhale, the belly goes in, you go back into the pose a little bit. Palms to the sides of the feet, right leg is back this time, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward. I got my thumb in my pocket. Let me zip in my pocket. I can zip my pocket. Stop. Now you're in this pose too long. You're just focusing on the breathing. Don't worry about your thumb going in the jacket pocket. Go toes under, knee goes up. That was a terrible explanation. And then downward dog. Downward dog, arms are straight. Legs are straight. This is so professional, right? This is life, man. This is how it works. And you're pushing into this pose, focusing on the breathing, not focusing on what is in your throat. Then you're going to slide into the upper dog. Modify it how you have to. So if you need to go to hands and knees, that's what you're doing. You need to go to small cobra, that's what you're doing. But wherever you are, you're going to accept it, and then just focus on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. And back to downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor. And you're just focusing on the breathing. Now, right foot is up between the hands. Low lunge with a low lunge. Top of the foot to the floor and back, knees to the floor. Hips are square. They're pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight, maybe arched. You're to your palms, maybe to your fingertips. Wherever you are, you're accepting it. You're just making sure the front knee is not over the toes or over the toes too much. And if it is, lengthen up some. I don't know what's wrong with my throat. Curl the toes under the back, high lunge. Then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down, focusing on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale, and again, inhale, exhale, hinge forward, palms go to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs, focusing on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Palms to the sides of the feet, left leg is back, top of the foot to the floor in the back, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward, back is straight, maybe arch to your palms, maybe to your fingertips, maybe you're up higher, maybe you're leaning. Wherever you are, you settle, you accept, and you focus on the breathing. Even me, I'm a yoga instructor for 20 years, and I know my back's not straight. It's just the way my back is. I accept it. Gotta accept it, man. You learn acceptance on the yoga mat. Very important mindset to gain. High lunge, downward dog, pushing into it. Again, arms are straight, legs are straight. Tailbones go to the ceiling, heels are going towards the floor, and you're pushing into this pose. But you're pushing to the spot right before you feel like you can't go any further. Find that spot, accept it, and focus on the breathing. And slide into the upper dog, or modify it how you have to. Just focus on the breathing. Back to downward dog. Push a little bit more, right to the spot, and you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot. Focus on the breathing. Left foot is up between the hands. Little lunge. The top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Hips are pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight, maybe arched. Front knees not over the toes. You're just focusing on the breathing. And with back foot, curl toes under, high lunge, then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale. Fix my shirt. One more, inhale, exhale. Pull yourself in and down. Palms to the sides of the feet. Right leg is back into a low lunge. Top of the foot to the floor in the back, knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight. Maybe arch to your palms, maybe to your fingertips. Make sure the front knee is not over the toes. And just focus on the breathing. And high lunge, downward dog, pushing into it. Really push into it. And then slide into the up dog. Downward dog. Focusing on the breathing. Right foot is up between the hands. Low lunge, top of the foot to the floor of the back. Knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight, maybe arch to your palms, maybe to your fingertips. And just make sure the front knee's not going over the toes. And just focus on the breathing. So I hear a dog outside. It's 5:49 or 48. He's 3 minutes late. And high lunge usually barks, I don't know, 5:45 or so. Focusing on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale. And back to mountain pose. Open this door. Starting to hear the dog. You know it's light. 15 minutes. right when I start at 5:30, it's dark. 15 minutes later, well, 19 minutes later, moving from dark to light. So you're going to go to easy pose. Easy pose, if you're on the mat, you're going to go to the back of the mat. You don't always have to go to the back of the mat. That's usually what you're doing. You can go to the front of the mat. Whoa. Almost fell. And it's nice out today, man. Nice out today. Nice out today. A lot of people do that. They say, it's nice out today. It's nice out today. Emphasis. Okay, so you're going to go to easy pose, which is the modification of the lotus. Back is straight, hands are in front. The hands are to the knees, maybe. Maybe they're in your lap. Maybe you're leaning back. Maybe your knee is up. You can only do this. Doesn't matter. Because wherever you are, you're going to accept it. Even if you could do the easy pose and you want to do this, that's where you are mentally, too. You're learning acceptance. You know, that's the focus. And you might go to a wall, lean on the wall. Maybe you're in a chair. You know, there's many ways to do this. You can focus on the breathing. Man, I can't get my foot right. See? Not accepting. Not even accepting. I'm talking about accepting, I'm not even accepting myself. And then you go focus on the breathing. So, you're just watching yourself breathe. You're already breathing automatically. So you're going to bring your awareness to, your focus to the breathing. So when you inhale, the belly swells with air. When you exhale, the belly goes in. Watching that. Or you bring the focus to the tip of the nose. You watch the air go in and out. And it's natural to start to focus on your breathing and then control it. You're letting go of the mindset of control and just watching it. In yoga, it's important. Breathing is important because that's what the prawn rides in on, which is life energy. Without prawn, we wouldn't be alive. Bring tilt the head to the right. Right ear is to the right shoulder, back is straight, shoulders are level. You just focus on the breathing. Focusing on the breathing heightens your awareness. So you're aware of the stretch in the left side of the neck. You're aware of something in your lower back. Maybe you have an issue. You're aware of that, or you're aware of something in the knee. Or I'm aware of birds outside. So like two birds. But I'm not focused on that stuff. I'm focusing on the breathing. So breathing is what you focus on. Makes you aware. When I start talking, I start messing up the pose. So I'm going to try to do better. Now you're going to bring the head to center. Tilt the head to the left. Left ear is to the left shoulder. Right shoulder's down. Back straight. Shoulders level. Focusing on the breathing. Focusing on the breathing heightens your awareness, so makes you aware of the stretch in the right side of the neck. Again, you're not controlling the breathing, you're just watching it. You're already breathing. And bring it to the center. Tilt the head back. This time you're not drawing the head back, you're reaching up. The chin's going up. Hear the dog. I think the dog's name is Mike. Somebody yelled Mike. Maybe not to the dog, maybe they yelled to a person named Mike. So chin's to the chest. That'd be a cool name for a dog, Mike. But not like a person, like a microphone. The dog's named after a microphone. So back straight, so you're not rolling the back. The head is just dropping down. Focusing on the breathing. Just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. And then bring the head to center. The neck rolls, drop the head to the right. Down and around. As the head drops down and around, you're exhaling. And the head goes up and back, you're inhaling. You're focusing on the breathing. You're letting this movement link with the breathing. What happens when you're focusing on the breathing, the movement becomes a form of a moving meditation because you're aware of the movement, but you're not focused on it. That's what it means when it's a moving meditation. Very subtle, but very important to focus on. Subtle, right? And then the head goes to the top. The reverse. Exhale as you go down and around. Inhale as you go up. Focusing on the breathing. Make sure you're aware of the movement. Make sure you're aware of what's going on in the neck, where it's being stretched. Make sure you're aware of an issue maybe you have in your shoulder or your lower back, but you're not focused on that stuff. You're focusing on the breathing. And then when your head goes to the top, yourself to the center. And shoulder shrug, shoulders to the ears, back down and around. Shoulders are going up. Inhaling, the shoulders go back and down. You're exhaling. Again, you're linking this movement with the breathing, very subtle movement, but it's important, especially in our society right now, at least in America. In America, shoulders go to the ears, reverse. In the USA, somebody told me you don't say America's not called America. It's called the United States. Anyways, what was I saying? And then release. Oh, subtleness. Focusing on the movements of subtle is important because in our society right now, we're so thinking big, big, big. Everything's big and subtle. Don't forget about the subtle stuff. So trunk rotations, dropping down to the right, down and around. Back is straight, then go down, and it's reaching out, and you're exhaling. As the back comes up, you're inhaling. Again, linking the movement with the breathing. And just focus on the breathing. Then the trunk goes to the top. In the reverse, exhale as you go down. Inhale as you go up. Focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. And you're focusing on the breathing, linking this movement. The movement becomes a form of meditation. Make sure you're aware of what's going on in the body. Then the trunk goes to the top. We'll bring yourself to the center. Now you're going to do half spinal twist. So left hand's on the right knee. Right arm goes up. Pull yourself up. So think of the spine. Pull yourself straight up. Then twist. Palm goes to the floor. It's on the back. Arm is straight. It's against the back. And the head is twisting. Now in this pose, when you're inhaling, the belly swells with air. So let the belly expand. Pushes you out of the pose slightly. Then when you exhale, the belly goes in. So you go back into the pose. Like very subtle movement. Like I was trying to say, is that we're focusing on the breathing, which makes you aware of the subtleness. That's the mindset that we're gaining. Subtleness is important. All the little details in life are important. That's what we're learning here on the yoga mat. Let me go ahead and release. We're learning how to focus, which heightens your awareness. Makes you think of the birds. Makes you think of that little subtle movement. So right hand, this was my abs, abdominals, breathing. Well, the lungs breathe. So palm, right hand goes to the knee, left knee, reach up. So think of the spine, pull yourself up. You're going to twist, palm goes to the floor and center of the back, arm is straight, that's against the back. Make sure the head is twisting and you're focusing on the breathing. Again, when you inhale, the belly swells with air. So pushes you out of the pose. When you exhale, the belly goes in. Focusing on the breathing, aware of that subtle movement, aware of what's going on in the body. And make sure the head is twisting. And go ahead and release. Center. Hands are front. Knees. Back is straight as you can get it. Just focus on the breathing. Here, you're just watching yourself breathe. Again, it's very natural to bring your focus to the breathing and then start controlling it. You're letting go of the mindset of control, and you're just watching it. Then what happens, eventually you tap into this mindset of, hey, I'm the thing watching my breathing. I'm the thing watching my thoughts. I'm the thing that's hearing the bird. And there he goes. And I'm the thing watching my issue in my lower back. See, I'm not that stuff. That's the important part of yoga. That's the mindset you're gaining. With a capital S for self. You're going to reach behind you for the Yoga Sutra. I was going to say Yoga Mudra, but I don't. Try to use English. So the Yoga Seal. So, man, I'm losing it today. So lean forward. Forehead is going to the floor. Or towards the floor. And you're sealing in all the benefits of the yoga poses and keeping the peace that you gained through the rest of the day. And then go ahead and bring yourself back up. Hands go back in front. Stay here just a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. Mind might wander. You start to think about other things. And when you realize you're thinking about other things, just gently bring your focus back to the breathing. Don't judge it. Don't worry about it. Just bring your focus back to the breathing. And then palms together. So that's it. So that's number 89, YouTube Live Yoga Routine. And 89 minus 365, whatever that is, that's how many I have left. We tried to do the math, and I did the math in a last video and I messed up. I realized I was like, I still have 5 more to go. So I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.